I'm back. It was a very, very 8-month hot minute that I was gone for. Apologies to those who want to know what happened. Yeah, so my last video, I was ready to go on a journey for 4 to 5 weeks, go house sitting and dog sitting, and kind of pare back my life for those 4 or 5 weeks with no devices and no vices around me, and to really kind of test myself and to be in silence and to kind of really listen to my heart more than my head. But things didn't quite turn out according to plan, or the plan in my head. Of course, the universe has their own plan. I started seeing a new healer, a masculine healer, who was very good and made some awesome shifts on me. And I was literally KO'd for a couple of weeks. I had so much stuff coming up and moving around and just turmoil. I was a wreck. And then that took like a good solid week to kind of transmute and integrate. And then I was knocked out with menstruating and stuff like that, and was bedridden with cramps, and it was just really kind of turbulent time. And to add on top of that, it wasn't a very peaceful, unconditional love moment looking after this dog, this little puppy dog who was only 1 year old at the time. I think he was playing up because his parents had left him, and he was trying to claim dominance and push my buttons. So not only was I very unwell and in distress for a couple of weeks, I had this dog just being very demanding and being an absolute a-hole to me. He just wouldn't let me rest, and I just felt like he was taking from me, and it was quite reflective of how I feel out in the world, where I feel like I'm giving more than I'm receiving. And I thought, hanging out with this dog, I was going to be able to receive all this love, and it was the opposite. It wasn't until a few things happened along the way in the course of babysitting this dog where the dog actually had to rely on me and actually started appreciating more, that it started to kind of calm down and appreciate me and be kinder and more thankful to me. Yeah, it actually got stung by a bee, if you must know. Bless that bee for teaching that dog a lesson. After that, we became, we had a mutual understanding about who knows best. Anyway, so that was an adventure in itself. And during, of course, that time, I didn't feel guided to make videos, even though I was enjoying making videos up until that point, and I thought this was going to be the new journey moving ahead. There was a strong message of just rest, relax, stay calm. The resolutions come in, be patient, be patient, be patient. So I kind of followed, just took that 5 weeks to kind of treat myself and be kind to myself and just follow my intuition, which I did. And then that was in November, and November rolled into December and Christmas time and stuff like that, and I still didn't feel kind of guided to make videos. And I was wondering what was going on, and I was at home one day, and all of a sudden the idea of like writing a book just came in like a thunderbolt, and the concept of the book and the skeleton of the book just kind of unfolded in my head so effortlessly. And for a few days I was frantically writing notes about what this book was going to entail and the skeleton of all the chapters. And yeah, it was quite exciting. I felt kind of like, oh, this is new. Yeah, this is a door that's flung wide open for me to walk through. So I'm definitely going to walk through it. And I'm such a fire sign, action go doer, initiator, that I was just like, let's go, let's write this book. And I started writing the book in my ego, of course. I was trying to write the book in a professional manner that people would expect to read books. I should mention the book was like a self-help book. It was about moving from a place of blame, pity, anger, and resentment, and how to kind of transmute those emotions into liberation, joy, unconditional love, neutrality. So, yeah, awesome. And let's be honest, there's a lot of self-help books out there, and all written in traditional manners by professional people, psychologists and psychiatrists and doctors and people who study hard for long. And here I am trying to mimic how one of these books should be presented, and I was just hitting brick wall after brick wall. I knew the content, I had all these notes, I knew the wisdom I wanted to portray in this book, but yet the flow was just not happening. I was just rewriting chapter after rewriting it, and nothing was connecting. So I decided to just like back off for it for a while and surrender, learn the art of surrendering and allowing to receive, to channel what I'm actually meant to be writing. And what was funny, that what came up for me was I had, over the years, over maybe the past 10 years, I've developed this style of journaling that's quite distinct. Like I started journaling as a form of therapy a while ago, and I just didn't connect with it. Like, I'm not a traditional writer, and I wasn't really championed for my writing skills growing up, so I didn't have any confidence in writing, but I just needed to get the words out. So I used to journal in this way of like, I call it like building statements of truth, building on statements of truth. So I would write a sentence like, I feel mad, and then it'll be like, I feel mad about this, and I feel mad about this because, and I'll allow everything to kind of escalate and escalate and escalate until I actually identify the core of the issue, rather than just staying in that mad state and in the state of blame. It's like, yeah, I'm mad about this because of this person, but I'm only mad because I allow this person to do these things to me. Anyway, it was just quite a distinct and very effective writing style that I had adapted. And then I channeled in the idea that this book was going to have to be written in that style, and that the style is distinct to me, and this is why this book is going to be special. So I had to kind of put my ego aside. This idea that I was going to be this like profound and acclaimed writer and stuff like that and compete with the genre was a falsity. And anyway, so I just started to surrender again and just allow that style of writing to flow through me, and it did. I wrote the book within a week, and it's granted it's not perfect, and I've purposely left it imperfect because obviously publishers and editors are going to get their hands on it, and they're going to want to make changes to make it more marketable, and I have to be open to change. Like, if I polish the writing too much and become too attached to it and have purpose and meaning for every single word and sentence for the sake of it, then I'm going to have a hard time allowing people to edit it slightly. So, but yeah, the fact that it came out of me within a week was just so confirming. And of course, I was so wrapped in it all, I just sent it all off to the publishers in a haste. I'm still hearing back from everyone, but it hasn't landed yet with anybody. I haven't had the confirming feedback yet. I've had a couple of loose offers, but nothing that I want to kind of explore. Anyway, so I worked on that for the first maybe 4 months of the year, which was exciting. But yeah, now that I've written it, and I've also kind of branded myself. I've branded myself as poet, Poet, Poetry of Emotional Transmutation. And I've actually started a second YouTube channel where I've been making audio recordings of the poetry, which you're more than welcome to have a listen to and subscribe to. Just to get them out there to, you know, flag down anybody who might be interested in co-creating with me. Yeah, so that's exciting. But now that that's all kind of done, and I'm still in the period of surrendering and waiting, I'm like, so what's next? So what's now? Do I continue? Do I hold strong that this book is going to take off, or do I have to start now looking for work? Because I've been now not working for a year, and my savings is starting to run a little bit low. Like, do I have to go get a 9 to 5 to fill the void, or what? Like, you know, I really liked doing this spiritual blog, but it, you know, there was something about it that I had to stop for a while, and here I am exploring maybe starting it up again and giving you the explanation of why I had disappeared for 8 months. Yeah, so I'm still trying to I really did enjoy doing this type of daily epiphany style, food for thought. Let's try and chip away at what the meaning of existence is together. Yeah, so here I am starting this up again, and we'll see how things go. I made some notes. Oh, that's right, and whether or not I should start incorporating this, my writing, my poets. I've been calling it poetry because it, you know, it's flowed out like poetry. So if you go check it out, the Poet channel, you'll see that there's a playlist called Radical Self-Acceptance, and it consists of 8 poems or 8 pieces which sound like poetry. So I've just labeled them poetry. They're not, poetry enthusiasts will be very cringy for me to call it poetry, but it is poetry. It's a message written in an expressive manner. It's just pretty much a way of expressing to somebody how to work with their emotions in a different way. There's lots of self-help books out there, and you know, they appeal to a certain audience, and there's a lot of people who they don't appeal to, and those people are falling through the cracks and don't know where they seek their knowledge from. And you know, I pictured myself, and I pictured people like my father, like who doesn't read very much. Like, would he pick up this book and be able to comprehend it and have some great epiphanies, and you know, be able to really dissect what's going on with his emotions? And I think yes. So anyway, so whether or not this book gets published or not, or maybe I'm just meant to incorporate that style of poetry / journaling, into these kind of spiritual vlogs? I'm not too sure. I'm just sorting it all out. I'm doing a lot of surrendering. I'm doing a lot of trusting that, you know, the universe will fling open some doors for me to walk through, and this will all make sense. Anyway, rambled enough. That's my story for the past 8 months. Yeah, let's continue on this journey and see what happens. Ciao for now.